All right, Michigan gets the job done over Washington. Washington did lose their first game, so they was ranked. Unlike Michigan, they were ranked coming into the season, I believe, like 22nd or something of that nature, and it hurt Michigan. It hurt Michigan bad that they lost their first game. They lost it to like Montana, I think it was, right? And it hurt them because Michigan probably would have been higher ranked, or they would have been ranked faster. They lost 13-7 to Montana. It took them like 90 minutes between the Montana and Michigan game just to score a touch, just to score in general. You know, and they got Arkansas State next, so they should be able to get on the board next. Then they got Cal, Oregon State, so they start their Pac-12 schedule. So, quite frankly, man, I expected more out of Michigan. I know that sounds funny, and I'm talking about as far as the quarterback position. The defense did their job. Let's clap it up for the defense. They did their job. It's just not a defense that's this year and through 2 games, knock on wood, it's not a defense that's predicated on blitzing. That's where Don Brown, that's where he was at it. If you couldn't pick up or decipher Don Brown's blitz, you was gonna lose. We seen Iowa fall to. We seen, multiple teams fall to the blitz. If you couldn't figure out his blitz packages, and it was exotic, that was very exotic. Budweiser Church of Beer today, but if you could disguise or decipher it and pick it up, you was gonna beat Michigan. That's just what it was. And right now the defense, they showing multiple looks. I really can't say they playing like some couple. They played some single high looks today. They playing probably more man, still playing man, but they just doing a better job of executing. That's mean you ain't just blitzing 5 or 6 people every time. When you blitz 5 or 6, if I can pick it up just for an extra second, one-on-one, I'm gonna trust my offensive player, especially with the rules changing to help the offense more than the defense. I'm gonna trust him, man. What he doing? Even though he playing single high, he's still playing, extra coverage. He disguising well. Don Brown at the line, he blitzing. If you can pick that up, chip by the quarterback a second, that's probably gonna be a big gain or a touchdown. And the defense, I gotta clap it up for the defense. They played well tonight. Other than some garbage time points, or just some points that come out the half, they did give up a field goal. I think it was. I think they gave up a field goal coming out the half. But other than that, man, defense played well. They was on point tonight, man, and they gave up a touchdown one-on-one, and that's what happened when you play single high. You gonna probably give up a touchdown when you go single high. It depends if you got great man-to-man receivers, and the dude that gave up that touchdown was a freshman. So he got beat off the line of scrimmage. He had his back turned, and I'm gonna throw it to my guy who's seeing the ball coming, but. At the end of the day, they took a chance in the red zone. They got burnt. Ideally, in the red zone, you just want to chip away. You just want to, make them keep chipping and close and make the red zone close, make it a closure. But other than that, played well. And one thing I'm gonna go good, bad, good as far as I can. The bad was I'm gonna keep go good. The good was, that they got speed. They got speed, man. They gave up Zach Charbonnet, and they got this Kroom guy. I think he from California. I could be wrong. Yeah, Marshall, Virginia. So I'm thinking about the dude that beat Ohio State today, the Verdale cat. He was from California. He was very fast, and he from Marshall, Virginia. Blake Corum. Hopefully, I'm saying the right Corum. And he's fast. He giving Michigan number 2. For people don't know, he giving Michigan another game, another speed. And last year they had one play, a 60-yard plus, and so far last week they had another play, a 60-yard plus. So like I said before, man, they rolling, and I think he had another play, 67-yard run. So Michigan through last year, all the games they played last year, even though they played the Ohio State game, they had one 60-yard game. This year through 2 games, they got 2. You know what I'm saying? So Crooms, you see why they probably granted Charbonnet his release, because. Crooms is playing really, really real, and he running. He giving them some explosion that they didn't have, and with Ronnie Bill going down, they got to find little short ways to get people the ball. But the bad is it's time to move on from, in my opinion, it may not be a fact, but in my opinion, it's time to move on from K. McInerney. JJ McCarthy, but McInerney hasn't lost his job but he hasn't gained any traction with the job. McNamara is a guy who won't lose you the ball game. That's who he got. He's a dude. He's not gonna win. He logged out ball played by Dylan Morris. Dylan Morris playing from behind, 20 for 37, 293, 7.9 game, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. With K McNamara, 7 for 15, 44, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And that's what made the running game so great. Haskins, he ran for over 150. Crooms, he ran for over almost 200. That's what make the defense of the running game so special. When you want to win the championship, you gotta be good at special teams. You gotta be great at defense. You gotta be great at running the ball. And that's what they done. But K McNamara is not doing enough. People say, well, he didn't do much today. This game should be 60 to 10, or 60 to whatever the hell it is. He should have put up more points. He's not the guy at the quarterback position. At this point, he won't win you a game. He won't lose you a game. And I guess that's an upgrade over McCarthy, the enigma, the mystery. McCarthy won't lose you. If McCarthy don't win you the game, most people think his youth is going to lose the game. But by far, I understand lack of experience and being young and dumb. But you know what? You don't want to supplant McNamara because, I'll talk about this later tomorrow or tomorrow, yeah. You don't want to supplant McNamara because you don't want to go back from J.J. McCarthy to McNamara and hurt McCarthy's confidence. So that's just what it is. So they're going to stick with McNamara, which I think that's the right thing to do, because you can't go from J.J. back to McNamara and McNamara back to J.J. I think that's the right thing to do, but at the same time, it's just a matter of time. Michigan, they must improve this year. Harbaugh, whatever he done, bringing in, what was his boy name? From Baltimore, they had John call in today, talk about him, till they hit it off. Him and Harbaugh, the new defensive coordinator. But ultimately, Cade not gonna win you a game. We knew this last year. Cade McNamara is gonna get to a point where he start losing the game, they're gonna put McCarthy in. I think with NIU, Rutgers coming up, then Wisconsin, I think you probably want to put him in. But I understand you don't want to go on the road at Wisconsin, go on the road at Michigan State. You don't want to go on the road at Penn State. But at the end of the day, that kid look legit. His arm look legit. He can just do some things that McNamara can't. McNamara is a bus driver. He's a game manager. He Trent Dilfer. But with McCarthy, the upside is just so crucial with his arm, his athleticism. And guess what? With this experience next year, he'd be better. The experience the year after that, he'd be better. If he stayed for senior, he'd be better. So it makes a lot more sense. It makes some sense to put McCarthy in. But, like I said before, McNamara, that's the last weak link so far. The Michigan program still don't have an elite quarterback starting. So other than that, man, Washington, they 0-2. I know maybe some rumors about their coach probably getting fired, but Washington, ultimately, Washington defense can stop the run. Washington defense can stop the run. Let's talk about the team stats. They gave up an insurmountable rushing yard. So Michigan had 343 rushing yards to Washington's 50. Washington killed them in the passing game, 293 to 44. But you know what hurts worse? If you're not scoring touchdowns, running the ball hurt worse. I'd rather give up 300 yards passing to give up 343 yards in the run, because when you run the ball, you're wearing out the defensive line, you're wearing out the linebackers, and then 343, you get into the secondary, you're starting to wear out the cornerback, so you can go down the field. So, Michigan had no turnovers. Washington had a fumble loss. So, Michigan had 34 minutes 20 seconds of possession. Washington had 25-40. That's not bad, but Michigan defense and its ability to run the ball. Honestly, if you had a quarterback that can go out there and make plays, it would have been 60 to 10 if they didn't call out the dogs. But other than that, man, it's just to the point where Michigan looking really good right now. The quarterback position that can cover up a lot of deficiencies. That's still an issue. We go to Wisconsin, 10-2, not to overlook NIU. They always got a great program. Northern Illinois University or Rutgers, but Wisconsin is going to be the game. I think Wisconsin got on the board today. They lost to Penn State at home, and that's really going to help their chances of going to championship. I think they lost 16-10. And I think they had a turnover that really turned the tide. So that was a slobber knocker. They beat Eastern Michigan today to get on the board, 34-7. They got a big game next week, 9:25. Matter of fact, they got a bye week, 9:25. They got a big game versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame almost lost to Toledo today. They almost lost to Florida State the week before that. So Excuse me, sorry, so much. So if Wisconsin get past Notre Dame, they can put themselves in playoff contention again, and that could be a game that Michigan that it won't be nothing to gain, everything to lose type of game. If Wisconsin could beat Notre Dame, Michigan could get higher in the ranking system, and then Nebraska they fell from grace. Northern Illinois, and then Michigan State they beat Youngstown State. They go to Miami, I believe, next week. I think they can beat Miami. They're a great coach. They're a really well coached team. I think they coaches really well. And they beat Youngstown 42-14. They beat Northwestern last week, as we already know. Going to Wisconsin. Then they got Nebraska, Western Kentucky, Rutgers, Indiana University. After that, they got blew out by who blew them out? Iowa. Iowa had a big win over Iowa State today, which I knew they was gonna win. Then they come here. So, to be honest, if they get past Miami, who's ranked number 22nd, they can rip off 4 or 5. They gonna come in our game undefeated. So, Michigan got to be prepared to play. Wisconsin got to hope Wisconsin get over Notre Dame next week. They got to be prepared to take on Michigan State, and they get past Michigan State. You always got that big game versus Ohio State. You got at Penn State, so it's gonna be interesting. But one step at a time. But to beat Wisconsin, to beat Penn State at their places, to beat Michigan State at home, and to beat Ohio State at home, and I think you probably still got Indiana. Yeah, you got Indiana. They always play us tough, even before they did great last year. Maryland, Tua little brother playing well. They got to play Northwestern, who are hard-nosed football team. So, like I said before, Wisconsin, at Michigan State, at Penn State, at Maryland, and Ohio State, they're not going to win with Cade McNamara as the quarterback, but unless he start making plays and being aggressive downfield. But great game today. Michigan pulled it out, man. You gotta pat them on the back. They improved in every phase of the football. I mean, if you got the quarterback, they still improve. Even though, Shea Patterson, turnovers, Cade not making the turnovers. But 31-10 over Washington. Let me know what you guys think. Check the College Sports playlist out. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love support. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate. Thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to advertise the channel, video requests, chop it up. All my social media links in the description. Financial links, information in the description. Appreciate the love support. Check the College Sports playlist out. Appreciate the love support. Peace.